Okay, let's dive in. We're unpacking all the recent news around, well, an absolute icon, Tom Brady.
Yep. You've given us quite the pile here. News on his Patriots Hall of Fame induction.
Right, the statue announcement.
His, frankly, ridiculous career records.
And yeah, even that online discussion about the statue pose and his whole take on success, it's a lot.
So our mission, basically, is to sift through all this. Pull out the really important facts, the interesting angles.
We'll look at the numbers, which are just staggering.
And the honors, the symbolism there.
And that debate sparked by his own words. It's pretty revealing.
Basically, consider this your shortcut to understanding the layers behind this big moment in sports.
Exactly. And here's where it gets really interesting. So first things first. The sources all confirm it. Tom Brady officially inducted into the New England Patriots Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that happened June 12th, 2024. One source kind of flagged that date.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, pointing out that almost exactly a year later, we get this other big announcement we'll get to. Clearly a significant day on the calendar for them.
And speaking of significant moments at that induction, Robert Kraft, the owner, he announced Brady's number 12 jersey is being retired.
Well, yeah. I mean, that was pretty much a guarantee, right?
Oh, totally. But still, big moment.
And across all the sources, the feeling is just unanimous. He's the best Patriot ever.
Right.
And, the conversation usually goes further. A lot of people saying he's just the greatest NFL player, period.
And when you look at the stats these sources lay out, you kind of see why. It's just...
Wow. It really is staggering. He basically rewrote the record books for the Patriots and the NFL.
Let's talk Patriots first. I mean, most regular season wins. His.
Yep. 219, most passing yards, 74,571.
Touchdowns, 541. Completions, attempts, it just goes on and on.
Even single season stuff. Most yards, most TDs in a season for them. He just owns their passing records.
For almost 20 years, yeah.
Absolutely.
Then you zoom out to the NFL level and it's almost comical.
It's another dimension. Most career passing yards ever. 89,214.
Most passing TDs, 649. Most regular season wins for any QB.
251 wins.
Okay.
Yeah. Most games played by a quarterback, too.
And Pro Bowls, 15.
15. Completions, attempts, again, league record.
And those clutch stats you mentioned earlier.
Right. Most fourth quarter comebacks, most game-winning drives in the regular season. That says so much.
Performs when it absolutely matters most.
Exactly.
And then the playoffs.
Ah, yes. This is where, for a lot of people, the legend is really cemented.
Most playoff appearances, most games started.
Most wins, 35 playoff wins.
That number's crazy.
It is. Most playoff passing yards, touchdowns, completions. If a QB playoff record exists.
He probably has it.
Pretty much, yeah.
And the Super Bowls, that's the headline always.
7 wins.
7.
5 Super Bowl MVPs. 10 appearances.
10 times he got his team there.
And one source pointed this out, those 7 wins. That's more than any single franchise has won in their entire history.
That puts it in perspective. Just nuts.
In the awards, I mean, where do you start? Multiple MVPs?
3 NFL MVPs, Offensive Player of the Year twice.
All-pro teams? Multiple times.
Yeah.
All-decade teams for the 2000s and the 2010s.
NFL 100th anniversary team. Patriots anniversary teams, dynasty teams.
He led the league in passing TDs 5 times. Passing yards 4 times.
It's almost too much to list.
It really is. The sources kind of joke about it, saying the Patriots Hall of Fame needs, a dedicated Brady wing.
I mean, they might not be wrong. And Canton, Pro Football Hall of Fame. That's 2028, right?
Eligible then, yeah. And let's just say nobody's holding their breath on that vote. It's a lock.
Seems like it. Okay, so beyond the Hall induction, the jersey retirement, there's the statue.
That's right. A big one. A 12-foot Tom Brady statue is coming to Gillette Stadium.
They gave a date for the unveiling, too.
Yep, Friday, August 8th, 2025. Yeah. Right before a preseason game.
And this wasn't like a spur-of-the-moment thing. It was first announced a year earlier, right? At the Hall of Fame ceremony itself.
Exactly. And Kraft's quote about it, it's pretty direct.
How'd he say again?
He said it'll, quote, stand alone in the plaza outside of the Hall of Fame to symbolize his position, not as the greatest in franchise history, but as the greatest in all of NFL history.
Wow. That's a statement.
No kidding. And getting a statue, as these sources point out, is super rare in the NFL.
Right, the list they provided is pretty short and very distinguished.
Yeah, it's fascinating who's on it. It's not just players. You've got Pat Tillman.
Yeah, the Cardinals player, served in the Army.
Don Shula, winningest coach. Art Rooney Sr. from the Steelers. Jerry Richardson for the Panthers. founding owners.
Then the players, obviously. Marino, Unitas, Peyton Manning, QB legends.
Coaches like Lombardi, Lambeau, Tom Landry, icons.
Ray Lewis on defense.
Steve Gleason, too, for the Saints. Huge impact beyond the field.
Right, the Katrina blocked punt and his advocacy work.
And, of course, Jim Brown. Can't forget him. Lamar Hunt for the Chiefs, too.
It really shows, doesn't it? Statues aren't just for stats. It's about, like, fundamental impact. Identity.
Representing something bigger for the team or the league.
Which naturally led to this really fun discussion in the sources. What pose should the statue be?
Oh, yeah, this was great. People went wild with ideas.
From the super serious, iconic moments.
Right, like hands on his head after Super Bowl 36. Or holding the Lombardi after the 28-3 comeback in 51.
Yeah, those are classics. Then you had the energy moments.
Like the pregame, let's effing go.
Yeah. Or maybe that spike and catch from the tuck rule game.
Ooh, deep cut.
Yeah.
I saw suggestions for him pointing out the Mike linebacker.
His superpower moment, someone called it.
Yeah.
Then there were the funnier ones, celebrating a rushing first down.
Which was always kind of hilarious when it happened.
Totally. Or the combine photo. Really.
Someone went there.
What?
In the boxers, yeah.
Oh my God. Other people suggested, like, more emotional stuff. Dejected on the bench down 28-3.
Or yelling at Edelman. That happened a few times.
It did. Jumping on David Andrews. Coming out of the coat like a superhero cape.
That cape one is amazing. Celebrating the Malcolm Butler pick in 49.
Huge moment. Maybe just the classic throwing motion. Standing in the pocket.
Some even suggested a team statue. Include Gronk or Edelman or someone.
And the GOEA Diaz.
Yeah.
Literally holding a baby goat.
Yep. Or something involving Roger Goodell, let's just say.
Right. Even the QB sneak got mentioned.
His signature play, in a way.
And there was that one source mentioning the 28-3 scoreboard itself as the statue.
That's cold. But there was also this kind of practical worry, right?
Oh, yeah, about recent sports statues maybe not being great. They mentioned Wade and Ronaldo.
Yeah, so people are hoping Brady's is done well. Maybe the helmet helps. Makes it easier.
Could be. It just shows, though, picking one image for that career. Tough job.
Absolutely. So many moments.
Okay, so let's shift gears a bit. Away from the bronze and the physical honors.
Right.
To something else the sources covered. His own words on success. From his retirement speech.
Yeah, that quote. It definitely kicked off a discussion.
Remind us what it was.
He said, to be successful at anything, the truth is you don't have to be special. You just have to be what most people aren't. Consistent, determined, and willing to work for it.
Okay. And the reactions in the material we saw were, well, all over the place.
Definitely mixed. On one side, you had people really agreeing with it.
Saying it's good advice.
Yeah, like solid, general advice. Work hard, be determined, be consistent. Applies to anything, not just football. It's about, putting in the effort, reaching your potential.
Kind of a motivational message, especially for kids, maybe. Effort is key.
Exactly. That was one take. But then
there was the pushback.
Oh, yeah. A lot of critique in the sources we looked at.
The main one seemed to be this idea of survivorship bias.
Right. The argument is, okay, he was incredibly successful, emphasizing hard work. But that ignores everyone else who worked just as hard, but didn't have the same, maybe innate talent or luck or opportunity.
So success at that elite level, especially in sports, needs more than just work ethic.
That was the counter argument. It needs you to be special, have the physical gifts, the genetics, plus the hard work. Work is essential, but maybe not enough on its own if you don't have, say, the height or speed for a certain sport.
And people pointed out, hey, Brady himself, even as a late pick, obviously had some special physical tools.
Absolutely. And then there's a luck factor.
The Bledsoe injury.
Exactly. Huge turning point. How much of getting that chance was just luck? That came up a lot.
Other points too, right? Like resources, support systems, those matter.
Sure. Access to training, coaching, financial backing. Those can play a role that's not just about individual effort.
Some just found the quote itself a bit generic, like compared to other big speeches.
Yeah, big cliche maybe. And it has to be mentioned, a few comments in the discussions brought up past controversies.
Like Deflategate?
Briefly, yeah.
Yeah.
Just raised as another factor some people consider, though the sources didn't really dive into it, just part of the online chatter.
So it's this real tension, isn't it? You have this guy, undeniable GOAT stats, offering his view. It's about consistency, determination.
But the broader conversation reflected in these sources is like, well, hang on. It's probably talent and effort and opportunity and maybe some luck all mixed together. especially at that level.
It's complicated.
Very. So what does this all kind of boil down to?
Well, I think these sources paint a really clear picture. You've got the hard facts, the records, the wins, undeniable.
Cemented legacy through numbers.
And then the symbolic stuff, the Hall of Fame, the jersey retirement, this massive statue coming, formal recognition of that greatness.
Placing him right up there with the all-time NFL icons.
Yeah.
And that statue debate shows how much those individual moments mattered to people.
Totally. But even with all that, the how and why of his success, that's still up for debate, it seems.
His perspective emphasizes the work, the grind.
Yeah.
Which is powerful.
But the discussion around it acknowledges, the whole picture. Talent, circumstances, effort. It's all in the mix.
So yeah, we've kind of walked through it, all the records, the honors, the statue buzz, that whole success philosophy debate. You've heard the facts, seen the symbols, got the different perspectives.
So what really stands out to you listening to all this? When you think about Brady's journey, the stats, the statue, the arguments about how he did it, here's something to chew on. If even arguably the greatest ever sparks this much debate about what made him great, how do you weigh talent versus effort versus, just plain good fortune in your own life and goals?
Definitely something to think about. Thanks for bringing us these sources for this deep dive.